Well, good afternoon, late evening, early evening, West Ham fans. Ross and the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. A little sort of evening update just when you got your kebab. You got Rusty B and your kebab. Why your Fridays are made? Anyway, just thought to give you a few sort of news stories that have happened in the last sort of 24 hours or so. Obviously, David Moyes' press conference was early today, so we went and did that. That was about 11 o'clock UK time, so go back and check that out. And then lunchtime, we did the ratings for the Freiburg game. So that was fun. That was fun. And a few tidbits of information looking forwards and looking ahead to Sunday and beyond. Obviously, we then enter into that horrible period called international break, which we don't like to talk about. Although we will be talking about it a little bit, quite a bit in this daily show. So let's crack on. Let's talk about the first story. Let's talk about Newcastle. The Newcastle game ahead. Now, we spoke. It was as well as following the David Moyes press conference, which was very, very short. We also followed the Eddie Howe press conference, and he confirmed a number of players will definitely not appear for the Toon on Sunday. He revealed, well, he didn't reveal, but he confirmed that obviously we know Harvey Barnes was going to be playing. He has a long-term injury out until next year, and we know that Anthony Gordon is suspended for a fifth yellow card. Quite petulant, as I said, yellow card the weekend. We know he also mentioned that Sven Botman will not make it in terms of the game. We also believe that Joe Willock is also out. In terms of the two most likely to maybe get some game time, Callum Wilson, bloody Callum Wilson. He's rated at 75% chance of appearing. Oh dear, I know, it's bloody Callum Wilson just sticks in the back of your throat. And Joe Linton has a 25% chance of turning up on Sunday. So it could be definitely 4 out, I'd say, maybe up to 6. By the sounds of it, Callum Wilson seems more of a likely one than Joe Linton, but they could both appear. So they've still got a hell of a lot of players and they still turned over PSG 4-1. Obviously, from our side, Mikel Antonio was the main talking point from Moyes, saying that he hasn't trained. He's done a little bit of running with the sports science team, and they're going to look at him over the next couple of days. So we don't know. So we also know that Cresswell and Ben Johnson are both out, but obviously both unlikely to feature in the Premier League side. One player who played yesterday and has been playing fantastically is James Ward-Prowse. 8 games for West Ham, 8 goal contributions, and a notable absentee from Gareth Southgate's side. Indeed, I believe someone was saying that his 8 goal contributions are more. He's got more goal contributions this season than Calvin Phillips has games for England in the last year or something ridiculous. Games for Man City in England in terms of the games he's played. So it's absolutely ridiculous. But he was interviewed after the Freiburg victory, our historic 17th unbeaten match in Europe. And he was expressing his disappointment, huge disappointment, missing out on an England call up. He was asked specifically about that, and he said, commented on TNT Sports, that he was hugely disappointed not to be selected. Like he said in many interviews, you can only control what you can control as a player, and that's playing to a certain level that you believe is good enough to be in that squad. It's important that you play regularly, and I'm doing both at the minute. I feel like I'm in a good place, and it's not gone my way. But I'm focused on West Ham, doing my best job for this club and enjoying every minute of it. So long may that continue. He is without an international call-up since September 2022, when he was left on the bench for the Nations League matches against Hungary and Italy. So he hasn't had a call-up for over a year. And I mean, if he was at this level as he was at Southampton, I don't know, because I didn't watch him week in, week out. It's a travesty, really. But obviously, Jared Bowen's back in. But you need JWP needs that. He needs that, I think. We don't need that. But he needs that for his own sort of. I mean, as I said, the likes of Calvin Phillips are still there, which defines logic, in my opinion. Particularly when you have someone in form as well. And remember, Southgate always used to say he'd sign play, you get players in who are in form, but Elsewhere, in terms of call-ups, other England call-ups, Divine's been called up to the men's the men's Euro Elite League squad for the October fixtures, formerly known as the MU20s. The elite, the Euro Elite League squad is open for players born between January. This is ridiculous. January 2002 to December 2004. So, how old does that make me feel? They begin their Elite League campaign in Budapest, where they take on Romania on next Thursday, and then play Portugal at Stadium MK on the following Tuesday. As I said, he's been called up, which is fantastic, and well done to him. He's a player who I think needs to get some game time somewhere, and we've spoken about that quite openly. I don't think him being around the squad at the moment is going to benefit him as a player at the moment. It benefits his experience in terms of understanding what it's like to be around the first team, but doesn't benefit his development. And you either play him or you don't play him. I think it damages him really, giving him 10 minutes here, a minute here, like yesterday, nothing then, not Pitt then. It's all right if you're Danny Ings and you've had your whole career ahead of you, or you've had your whole career behind you, rather, but he's got his whole career ahead of him. So for me, it's great to see him called up and hopefully get some game time. And then I realistically would want to see him go on loan in January. Now, I mean, that's not a factor. I want to see him in the first team. Of course, I want to see him in the first team, but I think the likelihood is he's not going to get in the first team at the moment. Although the ironic thing is, as I said in the afternoon show, come January, when he could go out on loan, we'll probably need him because we'll be without Kudus, Cornet, Ben Rama, in terms of, again as well, but obviously not defensively for Divine, but it could just be one of those where we actually need him. And actually, it's those types of situations, those sliding doors moments, which get you into the squad, get you into the first team, and are likely to remain there because in terms of taking a winning side and not changing it. I mean, potentially at the weekends, Michael Antonio, if he's not fit, if he can't play, then I'm not saying Divine comes in at all. But what I'm saying, because he won't do, and what I'm saying is Bone would probably go up top like he did against Freiburg, and then Kudus gets the nod. And so, and that's what you need. You need that sort of little bit of fortune to get into the side, I think, at the moment, and then taking your opportunities. It's going to be an interesting one with Divine for the rest of the season. We know he's a huge talent. We know, unlike probably the other 21s, no disrespect to the likes of Callum Marshall, who's a fantastic player, but he's got the size already to make it in the Premier League. I think he's a quite a big lad already. And I think you do need that. Yes, there are diminutive players who have played well, but I think you need some sort of physicality. And I think particularly being up front at West Ham. So I hope that he'll get some game time for England, and then we'll see what happens. And we will come back for the Aston Villa game. And that's me done. So take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep it on the channel. Loads of stuff coming up as always. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Much love. Take care. Enjoy your kebab.